Hey everyone, it is Deanda. Today is the first day of classroom setup. I have my little list. So here are the priorities. Arrange and clean the desks. I left my cleaner at home, so much for that one. I need to clear off the walls. I'm kind of starting fresh and new this year. I want to frame out where I'm going to have my bulletin boards using blue painter's tape. We don't have actual bulletin boards in the room, so we just have to put up butcher paper and kind of make our own. So I'll use painter's tape to help me do that and make sure I get it nice and straight. That big one, the two yellows and the white, it was crooked all last year and it just was not a priority for me to take it down and redo it. I want to make sure that I get it right this time. I have my leveler and the painter's tape. So I'm doing something today. I don't know if it's brave or if it's foolish, but I have my 2-year-old here with me. I didn't want to take him to his grandparents' house today because I'm gonna need them to watch him during pre-planning week. So he's here with me today and we'll see how much we can get done. What are you doing? Are you trying to climb up and wash your hands? I'm starting off by moving this podium from the front of the room to the back. We share our school with the church, and so sometimes the church uses our classrooms and this podium, so there's no getting rid of it, even though it's not my favorite. So I need to move this gray desk. It really sticks out like a sore thumb, but if I put it at the front of the room and just use it to keep my telephone on top and put my parent contact information binder inside of it, now it does not look so tacky with it just being separated from all the brown desks. Furniture arrangement is always one of the first things that I do when I'm setting up my classroom. I typically will arrange my desk in a horseshoe shape at the beginning of each school year. I'm not sure why. It's just my favorite way to arrange desks, but well, actually I think it's my favorite because all the students can see each other and it just makes for like a good open space for discussion, and then you have all that space on the inside where students can sit and they can work together like in pairs or in groups when we're doing that type of classwork. And so I just really like the horseshoe arrangement whenever I have the space for it. What are you doing in the wagon? You want your tablet?
I love a tablet.
Okay, why not? Here you go.
No.
So on my diagram, I have these 6 desks going down, which are these right here, but in real life, it actually takes up quite a bit more length than what I was anticipating. So I don't know, we might have to change this. Maybe I'll do 5 going down instead of 6. It looks like he's made himself quite comfortable over here in the wagon with his tablet, so that's a good thing. I'm not complaining. Not thrilled about the screen time, but I have work to do. So as I'm moving the furniture, I'm noticing that a lot of the desks have some sort of mystery sticky substance on them. So even though I didn't bring my cleaner with me, I do have just a little bit left from last school year. I don't have any paper towels in my room because I used it for Boys and Girls Club over the summer, but I need to track some down because it's a little gross. Whenever I'm setting up my room, the first thing that I like to do is arrange the furniture and then clean like my furniture, clean the desks, whatever needs to be cleaned, and then anything else after that. But I just feel like once all the big things are where they need to be, that's like one of the most important things. This year I'm actually switching things around. My library is back over here. I'm gonna be moving it from this back wall up to the front of the room. This area right where that tripod is where my kidney table used to be. Things are just like a little moved around just because Boys and Girls Club from this summer, there's this mystery blue thing back here. I don't know exactly what that is or what it's used for, but that's from Boys and Girls Club. Also a mystery PC on the floor down there. I'm not sure whose that is or what it's for, but I hope they come and take it. So yeah, things are just a little bit turned around, but I am making that major change. I've been in this room for 4 years now, and it's always been like well, actually not always, but the past couple years I've had my kidney table up here by the tripod and the library back here, but I'm gonna switch that for the first time this year. What you doing? You wanna turn it up? All right, so my room is set up according to the diagram that my desks are set up according to the diagram that I drew out over the summer, kind of like a horseshoe or like a U shape. But I need to put in 2 more desks, and it's just taking up so much of the space in the room that I think I'm gonna have to adjust and change it up. One thing I don't like about the horseshoe being like this is that if I need a shortcut to get from like one side of the room to the other, there is none. I have to literally walk all the way around. And I need to add in 2 more desks because this is 16 and I may have up to 18 students this year, which that is a blessing because last year I only had 8 or 9 or 9 or 10. That means that our enrollment is increasing, which is a good thing. But I really don't like not having shortcuts. So, gotta figure something out. I think what I might do is double up and have like, so this desk here and then one facing here, this one here, one facing there. I think that'll probably save a lot of space. But what I'm gonna do next is move all the shelves in the library from back there to the front of the room up here. And hopefully, because this thing is like wire and it can fall apart, I can move the whole unit without breaking it all down, because who wants to do that? So all these white bins are books that go with our reading curriculum, and it looks like the people in my classroom kind of got into these because this is not how it's supposed to be. So I'm hoping that everything, like all our books that we need, are still here. Like here's one over on the windowsill, unit 4. Yeah, hopefully everything that's supposed to be there is still there. So these white shelves that are part of my library, I did not actually make a plan for them on my diagram. So I gotta figure that out as well. No, don't touch that one book. You wanna read some books?
Mom, read some books.
Okay, here's some books for you.
Here's some books.
Let's see if we can find you a good book. Hey, what about the 3 Little Pigs?
How about the pig?
You want 3 Little Pigs?
Okay.
Here.
Mommy, read it.
What? Mommy can't read to you right now. Huge mistake to offer him a book to read, because whenever he has a book, I have to read it to him.
Mommy wants to read a fire truck.
Mommy can't read right now. Ooh, you love fire trucks, don't you?
I love fire trucks.
So because these are not really the sturdiest,
Mommy wants to read fire
I'm gonna take the shelves out, just remove everything.
Mommy wants to read fire trucks.
I can't read right now, Book. Excuse me. So what I'm doing now is just taking all the books off the shelves so that when I move this thing to the front of the room, it will be a lot easier to move, because if this thing falls apart, you will literally see me sitting on the floor boo-hoo crying. Well, just kidding. I'm being a little dramatic, but I would be so annoyed if that happened. If you're so scared about the fire, close the book.
I'm scared about the fire.
Let's look at a different page, okay? Hey, 2 little piggies. I can't read right now. I got these from my best friend Kisa. They used to be in her classroom. She didn't need them anymore. I really would like to spray paint them black, since my theme for this year is black and white and teal and lime green with plants / garden. So I think black and white or black would look really nice. And I want to just keep like a black and white theme from now on, and just add in and layer in any other colors on top of that for whenever I want to change. So we'll see. You could be a big helper in your family. Okay, right there. That's good. That's good. Okay, all done. Let me see my diagram. What is this supposed to look like? Ian, no. It will break. It will break. Look at all these words that were for the word wall that were down behind my bookshelves. I always wondered why they was not on the word wall. Like, that is a word wall word, and it's because it was back here. We have some other fun things like some used tissue. We'll just use a little plastic to pick that up. So I'm not sure if I actually want this to be up here. I don't know, but it's really dusty. So let me see if I can find some paper towels or microfiber cloth or something to get it cleaned up. Rearrange the desks, and it's opened up the room a bit more. I'm totally lost on what to do with the library. I don't know if I should just spray paint the cubes black or buy more. Just buying them would be a time saver, but spray painting them would be a lot cheaper because I'd have to do is buy the spray paint, but it seems like it would take a long time to spray paint them because it's wire, so a lot of the spray paint is just gonna go in the holes, and then I'd have to do both sides, and there's just so much. I don't know. What do you think? What would you do? So now what I'm gonna do is just take this word wall down and yeah, so I can feel like I'm being productive. So for my word wall, the letters that I use are from the Dollar Tree. I just bought an alphabet strip and cut them out. So they're not exactly all the same size. Some are a little straighter, some are not. But I thought they got the job done without me having to print something out. And look who's over here making a mess. What you doing? I'm gonna use this staple remover to take all that border off. It's like 3 borders, ridiculous. And if you don't have one of these, then you absolutely need to go get you one. This works so much better than the claw staple removers because like if the staples are really flush to the wall, it's really hard for the claw to get under there, but this just like glides under, scoops it. Now I'm taking down some of the anchor charts that I had up. They wanted us to leave some things up in our room over the summer so that like when they did tours and that kind of thing, it wouldn't be so blank and plain. And I always go back and forth between like, do I save my anchor charts and reuse them, or do I just make new ones with new kids? And I think I'm gonna throw these away, but I'm gonna take a picture of them and like make an anchor charts album so that like I don't have to think about what I want to go on my anchor charts. I'll just look at the picture and reproduce it again for a new school year with new students. And spit it out. Okay, so it's time to go home. I feel very underaccomplished today, but I did arrange my desks how I want them to be. I took apart the wire thing. I'm going to take it home and spray paint it. I don't know if I'm biting off more than I should be chewing there. When I told our kindergarten teacher that, she was like, what? And so she has some extra black ones, which she brought in for me so graciously. So I told her I would be happy to borrow those. And then she said she has more in the garage at home. So she's gonna go and check for me. And we found out that we will be driving to Plantation, Florida in the morning, which is, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours away. So we weren't expecting to drive at first, but we will now. If I just get myself some coffee, I'll be good. So what else have I done? I took down the word wall, which was back there. And let me show you this. My bookshelf, this is just purple wrapping paper. And this one, it's teal polka dots. And then this one, lime green polka dots. And so it's not that huge of a deal, but if I have time, I'm gonna rip that out and put in black and white wrapping paper, or either just leave it plain white. And it's just like a really easy way that you can add a little pop of color or like incorporate whatever the theme is into your classroom library. So what else was on the list? Let's take a look and see. So I can't find my list, which is very typical of me being in the classroom. It's like I put things down and immediately they just disappear. I don't know where they go. But I know that also on the list I had to frame out with painter's tape where I want all the bulletin boards to go. I didn't do that because I spent a lot of time spinning my wheels trying to figure out how I wanted my room configured, because I didn't look closely enough at my diagram to see how it actually is. I was going by what was in my mind for the first diagram that I drew out, and that's why I wasted a bunch of time. When I come back on Wednesday, I'm just gonna have to really have a solid plan so that I can get a lot done. But day one is a wrap. Yeah, no. What are you doing? Pick those up.